I don't know about you, but I'm out of breath now. Thank you. Round of applause for Dr. Simi. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Corey Pena, president of the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation, BCIC. It is my pleasure to welcome all of y'all to the opening of the RGV Startup Week. On behalf of the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation, we're proud to bring together entrepreneurs, innovators, and leaders who are shaping our region. We are so excited to have you as we continue to this incredible celebration of entrepreneurship, innovation, collaboration across the Rio Grande Valley. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. I also want to thank my BCIC Board of Directors. If you could stand up for just a second. Without them and their support, we wouldn't be able to do this week-long festival for celebrating our entrepreneurs and innovators. So your participation, your energy, and your support are what makes this event so special. I also like to take a moment to recognize our elected officials, our partners, and our sponsors who make this week possible. Thank you for your continued support and belief in what we're building here in the Rio Grande Valley. RGV Startup Week would not be possible without the tremendous partnerships that strengthen our community. I want to take a special thank you to the City of Brownsville, UTRGV, ECC team, and the generosity of all of our sponsors. Because of their support, RGV Startup Week is completely free, including every session, every flagship event, and even the meals and networking opportunities throughout the week. And that is intentional, because when we remove barriers, we create access. And when you create access, you will unlock opportunity for entrepreneurs, for small business, and for the future of our Rio Grande Valley and our economy. That's what economic development looks like. Investing in people, in ideas, and pathways that allow anyone from any background to participate and succeed. We are incredibly grateful to our title sponsor, SupplyPay. Thank you, William. Our gold sponsor, Ruby Group Capital. Our silver sponsors, ARCA, Continental, Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages, and PNC Bank. And our bronze sponsors, Fast Signs. Through our partnership at the eBridge Center for Business and Commercialization, we also want to especially thank our sister organization, Greater Brownsville Economic Development Corporation, for their continued support. We also extend our deepest appreciation to all 42, which is not on the screen, of our contributing sponsors and partners. Because of their dedication, their investment in our community, the third annual RGV Startup Week has become bigger, bolder, and more inspiring than ever before. This week is about opportunity, creating it, growing it, and making sure it's accessible to everyone in our community. And today's keynote is a reflection of that vision. For a long time, people talked about opportunity somewhere else, somewhere bigger, somewhere outside our city, but not anymore. Today, that's right. Today, Brownsville has become a place where people want to invest, where business want to grow, where our young people can see a future of themselves right here. And that is not by accident. It happens because of our entrepreneurs, because of our innovators, because people willing to take risks, solve problems, and build something bigger than themselves. That is what Startup Week represents. It represents belief. Belief that ideas born here can succeed here. Belief that talent raised here can stay home. The belief that Brownsville is trying to keep up, no, we're leading it. This week is a testament to what is possible when we come together across cities, industries, and communities to invest in the future of entrepreneurship and innovation here in the Valley. Thank you again for being a part of this journey. We look forward to an amazing week ahead. To get us started, it is my honor to welcome a leader who continues to champion the growth and the momentum of our city. Please join me in welcoming the City of Brownsville's Mayor, John Cowan.
Thank you, Corey. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here with you all as we kick off RGV Startup Week. I want to thank the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation, UTRGV, and all of the partners and sponsors who have made this incredible event possible. What you've built here is not just an event. It's a movement for Brownsville and our region. What we're seeing here today is more than a conference. It is a reflection of where Brownsville is headed. A city that is leading in innovation, supporting entrepreneurs, and creating real opportunities for our residents. When we support entrepreneurship, we support jobs, we support local investment, and we create the kind of economy that gives families real opportunity. Because economic development is not just about recruiting large companies. It's also about creating an environment where local people can build big things. And we're seeing that happen right here in Brownsville. From the revitalization of our downtown to our partnerships with UTRGV to the continued growth at the port and Starbase and new opportunities across every sector, this city is moving forward with purpose. So on behalf of the City of Brownsville, I am proud to present this proclamation in recognition of RGV Startup Week and the impact it continues to make across our region. So at this time, I'm going to read a proclamation. I don't know if you want to come up here, Corey.
If I could get BCIC board, staff, and UTRGV up here.
There you go. That's perfect. So I'm proud to present this proclamation of the City Commission of Brownsville, Texas, recognizing RGV Startup Week. Whereas entrepreneurship and small business development are vital drivers of economic growth, innovation, and job creation within the City of Brownsville and the Rio Grande Valley. Whereas RGV Startup Week brings together entrepreneurs, investors, educators, and community leaders to foster collaboration, share knowledge, and strengthen this region's innovation ecosystem. And whereas initiatives like RGV Startup Week provide critical access to resources, mentorship, and networking opportunities that empower individuals to launch and grow successful businesses. And whereas the City of Brownsville is committed to supporting inclusive economic development by creating opportunities for individuals from all backgrounds, including underserved and low to moderate income communities. Whereas RGV Startup Week highlights the entrepreneurial spirit of the region and positions Brownsville as a growing hub for innovation, cross-border commerce, and business development. Now, therefore, we, the members of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested by the charter of said city, do hereby proclaim April 24th to May 2nd, 2026 as RGV Startup Week 2026, done on this, the 27th day of April 2026. Signed the Mayor and the City Commission. Commissioner Golonsky, come on up. Let's take a picture real quick.
Thank you, Mayor Cohen. Thank you for your leadership and your continued support of innovation and economic development in Brownsville. As we continue, it's important to recognize the critical role that education and workforce development play in building a strong and sustainable economy. Please join me in welcoming Ron Garza, our Senior Associate Vice President of the Office of Workforce and Economic Development at UTRGV.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say on behalf of Dr. Bailey and UTRGV leadership, thank you so much to the City of Brownsville, BCIC, and all the collaborations. You know, RGV Startup Week, it's a tremendous lift on staff, but we can't even get there without the support of all of our organizations. So thank you so much for that. You know, I'm going to speak a little of staff with Corey and her team and Linda and her team. You know, in the Rio Grande Valley and across the region, there's collaborations that go on, and we only get great results through collaboration. But this collaboration is truly unique because it's not only collaboration, they're also roommates. They're also roommates in this great facility that we just celebrated our 3rd-year anniversary with eBridge, right? And all across the region and really all across the state, people are trying to replicate what's happening here, and it goes far beyond just a building. You know, sometimes people think if you build it, they will come. It doesn't work that way, right? eBridge is really just the front door, but it takes all the work of the staff, all the support of the city, all the collaboration with BCIC and Greater Brownsville Economic Development Corporation, but it takes a lot for this to happen. And again, having the perspective that I get to see across the region and beyond, the epicenter of entrepreneurial support is really, the snowball effect has already happened. And you can really see that because entrepreneurs here in Brownsville have kind of taken it to themselves, and things are just unwinding in just such a positive manner. So with that, I'd like to bring up Linda. She's part of our team and part of the whole UTRGV team that focuses on on workforce and economic development. But obviously, RGV Startup Week is a brainchild of Linda and Corey and the team coming together, but it couldn't happen without them. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for supporting RGV Startup Week, and we hope to see a great week ahead. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. How is everybody doing today? How was day one? Yeah? Did you like it? Well, we did a tremendous work to bring you great sessions, great panels today, throughout the day today, just because we work with you. We firsthand live the entrepreneurial life with our founders, with our small businesses. We are, with the organizations that we work with, and we couldn't do it without them to be able to support our entrepreneurs and our small businesses. My job is to support them, to guide them, to coach them, to make them feel that they're not alone, that they have a support system behind them that can really provide resources and tools through the collaboration of UTRGV being not just service providers, but being inspirational, being supportive, being resourceful is what we do in the Office of Workforce and Economic Development for the university, and I'm proud to say that I'm part of that team. So with that said, I have the honor of introducing our keynote speaker today. So it was crazy, to be honest. I'm gonna tell you the story just because, that's who I am. So when we were brainstorming, who are we gonna bring in? We did bring, ex-presidente Vicente Fox last year. I'm like, we're not gonna top that, but we could top it. And we kept thinking, we live in a traditional community. We're very unique. We're not necessarily Mexico, we're not necessarily the US, but we have a culture that brings two traditions together, two countries together, and we needed to bring somebody that could really resemble that binational collaboration. Because I can bring, and we could bring somebody that's extremely important in the startup community, but is not going to feel and match the passion that we have here in the Rio Grande Valley. So when we put our brains together to really think who could be that collaborator, that keynote that can inspire our community, we thought of Farmacias Similares, because they have a binational model, they have a tremendous, beautiful story, and you're gonna hear about it today, but they also have an instance of a collaboration between two countries. And with that, I'm going to introduce this keynote speaker today. Ramón Soler Mallet leads the U.S. expansion of Dr. Simi, one of Latin America's most recognizable brands. As commercial director of Dr. Simi USA, he is responsible for shaping the brand's retail and digital strategy as it enters the American market. Dr. Simi is part of Farmacias Similares, one of the largest pharmacy chains in the world, with more than 11,000 locations across Mexico, Chile, Colombia, and the United States, which has been built around the mission of making healthcare more accessible and affordable. With more than 2 decades of experience building consumer brands, Ramon previously worked with Nexus Capital Platform, serving as director of Krispy Kreme, Mexico, and COO of Taco Holding, a multi-brand restaurant group, while also sitting on the board I'm sorry. He later directed the Tommy Hilfiger and Crate and Barrel brands in Mexico as part of Grupo Axo. He has also served as on the board of Sin Delantal prior to its acquisition by Just Eat, Give Move, and Mind. His keynote session, rooted in the philosophy of lo mismo pero más barato, the same for less, explores how bold ideas cross borders, how community-first businesses create lasting loyalty, and what the Rio Grande Valley's entrepreneurs can learn from one of the most unexpected viral brand stories in global retail. It is my honor to introduce Ramón Soler Mallet today as your keynote speaker.
Hello, everyone. It's a true honor to be here today. I want to start by thanking everyone involved in making this great event. I don't want to go throughout each one of you, but honestly, it's so special to be here. Everyone here is sitting for a reason. No? I see across the room, I watch all of you across the room, and what I see is people that want to grow, that want to evolve, that are thriving. It's a community that is pushing. And so it's an honor for me to be able to be part of this energy and to be able to just be with you here today. I really want to thank all of you for inviting us. It's an honor. The bar is really high, no? Last year you were our president, and so it is my personal goal to obviously add value to each one of you. I want to tell you why it's so important for us to be here today. And I'm going to go back 3 years in time to tell you a little bit of how we wanted to start here in the US. 3 years ago, we started talking with our newest CEO. He's the son of our founder. He was just stepping in. And we started thinking about coming to the US. And at that time, there had been a couple of attempts to come to the US. And those were maybe not full attempts. It was not the right time. And it was more probably like calibrating, testing the waters. It was not the right time. But 3 years ago, the time was right. We decided to commit and to come to the US. And we started working really, really intensely in building everything we needed to build, in having the skills, building the infrastructure to be able to come here. Finally, last year, in March, we started seeing some of the fruits of that hard work. And we opened our first office, our head office here in Texas, in Austin, which made us really, really happy. Then we opened our e-commerce just a little bit later. And then we opened what we call our flagship store in Los Angeles, in the heart of Hollywood district. It's a flagship store. It's an entertainment store. You can go and you can meet Dr. Simi. You can customize your Dr. Simi. And it's something that, it's very important to us to get a place where people can get to know the brand. And we also did something that was very important to us, which was an alliance with CBS. Just to give you an idea, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with how difficult it is to catalog a product or get into such a company, but our first meeting with them was in March last year. And by September, we were already in the shelves in the end caps, which is a record time. Normally, these processes take more than a year, even 2 years. But we approached them and our distributors and partners with our way of working, which is breaking patterns, being able to see things that can be achieved differently than from the regular formulas. So bringing people into that and into those formulas made us possible to speed things up. And the most important thing of arriving here to the most competitive market in the world was for us the way that we approach coming here. And the way we approach coming here is with confidence. We know in everything that we have that we can be successful, and we will be successful here. We come long-term. We come with a long-term vision, but we get started quick. We don't wait to everything to be ideal. We just get started, start doing things. So we come with this determination. We come with everything we have, but we also come with humility. We come knowing that we don't know everything, even though the company is so big, the company is so strong. We know we don't know everything, and we know we have to have all our senses open, our eyes, our ears, everything. We have to be very, very aware to understand where we're coming, to understand the culture, to really learn about what's needed, about the context, and how then we can evolve, adapt, and then serve everyone here. And also, that mindset is very important for us. And to achieve that, in our company, we're very practical. We like to think big. We like to start fast, but we want to make the complex simple. And the most important, easy way to connect with the community is really simple. You just have to get to know the community. You just have to participate. You just have to show up. It's really simple. So being invited to this event today for us is an actual gift. Thank you for inviting us, because it's a gift to get to know everyone here. Everyone, hopefully I will be here as much as I can, and I will talk to everyone. I will try to reply to everyone, but honestly, it's an honor for us to be here. We want to get to know you. We want to connect. We want to not just connect. We want to become part of the community. That's the difference for us. We come here long term, and I'm working on my hello, y'all. I'm still working on my greetings and everything. I didn't want to start with that, but we want to become part of the community, and we do it by showing up and being here. And I don't know. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here. Please, a round of applause for you and for everyone that made this happen. Now, well, this is our topic for today. So, from pharmacy to cultural icon, how did Dr. Simi become one of the most viral brands? Before we get to that, and going back to connecting and getting to know us, and to getting to know each other, one of the most important things that I can do today, and now I know you all come to see Dr. Simi, but also to learn a little bit about the company and the way we do things and why we do things. So for me today is mainly about sharing as much as I can of our group, of our story, of our company, of myself. And not only sharing, I can share by telling you, or I can share by doing. So right now, I want to do something together. It's something that our CEO has done since he stepped in, and he has brought many new ideas. And one of the things that we do before we start an important meeting, or before we do something really special, is we do a mindful pause. That's how we call it. So I'm going to invite you to do a mindful pause with us, as we do in all our staff meetings, and thank you, and our very important special occasions. And don't worry, this is not religion. This is nothing to do with that, okay? It's something very simple, but as we are in our company, simple things make things very powerful. So the only thing I'm going to ask from you is to be comfortable, to sit down, to be comfortable, to close your eyes if you're up to it, and just listen and relax. I'm going to do it too, so if you don't want to do it, I won't see you, so I won't hold you against you. So you can take advantage of that. But hopefully, all of you, everyone can do it. Even the ones, people standing over there, you can do it. It's short. Dr. Simi, you do it too, please. So please sit down, get comfortable, just relax and breathe and share one of our practices.
Empieza por hacer un cambio intencional en la postura. Descruza tus piernas. Permite que tus pies toquen el piso. Puedes descansar tus manos sobre tu regazo y permitir que tu espalda se mantenga derecha, pero no tensa. Cierra tus ojos cuando estés listo. Permítete unos instantes de silencio para conectar con tu interior. Lleva tu mirada hacia adentro. Siente el peso del cuerpo en la silla, el contacto de tus pies en el piso y nota tu respiración. Inhala profundamente por la nariz, expandiendo tu pecho y abdomen. Exhala suave por la boca y relájate. Ve si te es posible mantenerte anclado a tu respiración, incluso cuando pensamientos te distraen. Continúa inhalando profundamente por la nariz, exhalando suavemente por la boca. Ahora visualiza un punto de luz en el centro de tu pecho y otro más en la parte más alta de tu cabeza. Continúa profundizando tu respiración, inhalando lento, exhalando despacio. Permite que tu cuerpo se relaje, que tu mente descanse. Y ahora afirma internamente: agradezco por el día de hoy y por todo lo que trajo para mí. Agradezco por mi vida y por todo lo que he recibido de ella. Agradezco por mi salud y por todas las posibilidades que ésta me ofrece. Agradezco por todas mis relaciones llenas de amor y por las experiencias que me brindan. Agradezco todo el amor que recibo. Agradezco por toda la abundancia que fluye en mi vida. Agradezco por este maravilloso planeta Tierra que me sostiene y me nutre. Acepto en gratitud todas y cada una de las experiencias que la vida me ofrece. Con cada una aprendo y crezco. Experiméntate lleno de amor, de compasión y de gratitud. Y sin prisa, a tu propio tiempo, puedes ir abriendo tus ojos, atesorando este sentimiento de gratitud que vive ahora dentro de ti.
How do you feel? I was so tempted to open my eyes and look at who wasn't doing it. Thank you so much for doing that with us. It's all about sharing a little bit of our practices and things we do. And I hope you feel relaxed and ready for everything that is coming. So this is the big question. How did Dr. Simi become one of the most viral brands in the world? And before I tell you my take on this, I would like to hear from you. How many of you are seeing Dr. Simi for the first time? Is anyone? Okay, just a very, very, very few of you. Okay, so most of you know Dr. Simi. How many of you have been to a pharmacy in Mexico? Okay, wow. Okay, perfect. So you all know a lot about Dr. Simi. Who can tell me what is your vision? Why do you think Dr. Simi has become one of the most viral brands in the world? Anyone wants to share? Las botargas, the mascot. Okay, what else? Over there? Lo mismo pero más barato. Yes. What else? Celebrities. Approachable. Community. Pop culture. Good marketing. Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you for saying all of that. Hopefully, we'll find some other things throughout the presentation where we can learn a little bit more of why Dr. Simi has become what he has become. So I'm going to show you some videos during the presentation, and then I want you to look at this and see what you can find, what elements that you can take away, that you can see that is part of our DNA, the way we do things, that you can relate on how this has become such a phenomenon. So I'm going to play a video for you and watch closely.
A pharmaceutical company starts in Mexico seeking to lower prices for the Mexican population, because in Mexico, medicines were highly overpriced.
However, Farmacias Similares are currently the first choice of medicines for those who have less, with prices below the current sale. This is thanks to the effort of all of us, and of course our marvelous friend, Dr. Simi.
Throwing Simis became a tradition.
The future of concerts in Mexico. Throw a Dr. Simi to artists on stage.
1 billion impacts per year on social media.
Our altruistic work does not go unnoticed, which is why the most prominent media in the world constantly mention us.
We even partnered with Disney for a new Dr. Simi edition.
Cinia is the factory where Dr. Simi is made. In Cinia, Dr. Simi is created only by people with different disabilities. In the Simi's neighborhoods, we focus on generating a comprehensive project that focuses on health, nutrition, education, sports, and environment. Simi has already arrived in Los Angeles, and soon there will be a lot to give to the neighboring country with new stores. With the firm goal of collaborating with new countries, today we set new horizons.
You like it? So what else do you see there? What did you see that hasn't been mentioned, that do you think it's new, that has made Dr. Simi what it is? Similandia, inclusivity. Mexico everywhere, it represents Mexico. I think one of the most important things that I see here is that success is not overnight. As you saw in the video, this story began almost 30 years ago. And it has been a story of complete consistency throughout all the time. Since it was conceived, everything has been thought to be able to help the people that need it most. And all the business model has been really respected, that it really serves that purpose. So one of the most important things here is that this is not an overnight success. This has been something in the making throughout the time. But the most important thing is that throughout time, this has been consistent, it has been congruent, and we have always been true to the model, to the same for less, to helping the people that need it most. And this has been consistent, the inclusivity, working with foundations, supporting people with disabilities. So this has been throughout all time. And innovation, no? Who would think to put a pop-up store in Tokyo, in Shibuya? I mean, it's all of these different things, thinking out of the box, that has been something in our DNA that has made Dr. Simi such a different brand. Now, this is something very important to us. And you were talking about giving back, about being, very, very helping people and everything. So Dr. Simi Foundation is something that we're really proud of. And it's not another company. The main thing is that we work absolutely together. Dr. Simi Foundation, actually, it was created before the pharmacy in Mexico. So it existed first, and then the pharmacy came afterwards. And here in the US, it's kind of similar. When we started here in the US, we didn't even have one product to sell, and we already were helping with some of the hurricanes in Florida. We were already working with the shelters and the people with the fires in LA, and we didn't have a product to sell. So the foundation started, like in Mexico, it started before the business. And it's in our DNA. We work together closely with the foundation. It's not like an annual gala where we do something. No, we do so many things with the foundation. And it's something that really makes us very, very proud, and it's part of who we are. And everything we do is always thinking about how to connect with the community. And we have a strategy for this because there's many people that already do great work. So we help many, many times supporting other institutions where there's, the teams, the people, the passion, people giving everything to an institution and doing it professionally. So we help institutions, we help network, and we're building a network in Mexico. You're going to see we have a very big network, almost 1,200 institutions that we support continuously. And here in the US, we're just getting started. This year, we will probably get to around 60 institutions that we're going to be working with. But we like to start small, even if our help is not really big right now, not huge, but we like to connect, and we want to stay long-term with institutions that we respect, that we think we can grow together. And so, once again, start small, but then just maintain constant, and then you'll get to places you cannot imagine. So take a look at the Dr. Simi Foundation.
Dr. Simi Foundation is a nonprofit organization who provides help to those who need it most. It started 30 years ago in Mexico City and Morelos. In its early days, the programs were focused on supporting social welfare institutions with food and medication, social volunteering, and aid during natural disasters. Nowadays, Don Víctor González Torres, Licenciado Víctor González Herrera, and Dr. Simi, recognized as symbols of help, generosity, social justice, kindness, and joy. The vision of Dr. Simi's foundation is to improve the quality of life for Mexicans through 5 key areas: health, physical and psychological, extreme poverty, education, sports, and environment, developed through 12 social intervention plans. We are the country's most significant social assistance network, with over 1,100 affiliated institutions. Farmacias Similares and Dr. Simi Foundation are among the country's most important organizations due to their social impact and close connection with people. We are the first ones to activate a medical assistance brigade when a natural disaster occurs, helping those who need it most. This year, we responded immediately to help the affected people by the tropical storm Alberto and Hurricane Beryl, bringing them medicine, food supplies, and medical consultations. In the past year, Dr. Simi Foundation has helped 2 million people with food supplies, medicines, free medical consultations. Our psychiatrists network provides almost 2 million psychological consultations. We also have served 446 patients and provided nearly 6,000 services through our 2 Simi Redis, rehabilitation centers which provide care to people with disabilities. In our quest to help communities, we created Colonia Simi, a program that wants to provide dignified housing, well-being, and improvement to underprivileged neighborhoods nationwide. By this date, we have brought joy and well-being to 3 communities: Ecatepec, Estado de México, Guadalupe, Nuevo León, and Mérida, Yucatán. With Colonia Simi, we have given hundreds of homes a new look, set up medical clinics, created community gardens, provided food supplies to families, and renovated the neighborhood sports fields. As part of the project, we even painted Dr. Simi's face on the rooftops. This initiative earned us a Guinness World Record for the world's largest anamorphic mural in Colonia Simi, Guadalupe, Nuevo León, which helped us increase the project's visibility. Thanks to this action, Dr. Simi achieved headlines in national media and even appeared on the cover of international ones. But more importantly, we have changed thousands of lives. To inspire kindness, we launched another program, Kindness Thursdays. Every Thursday, Farmacias Similares randomly gifts a purchase ticket regardless of the amount at each branch.
With this action, we have helped over 1 million people, and we're still counting, one person at a time.
We aim to help even more people and create a ripple effect of good deeds, turning it into a way of life. Dr. Simi Foundation strives to go one step further, bringing well-being and joy to every corner of the country and beyond borders. We are convinced that we can create a better world for everyone.
So as you can see, also in everything we do, even in the foundation, there's this creativity. No, it's like these Simi neighborhoods where you can see now Dr. Simi painted there. Imagine what is to have like 5,000 neighbors say yes to a project like that. It's not easy, but they will do it for Dr. Simi. And this creativity is what is not only that, it's not a marketing stunt, it's a cause. We have the clinics, we have even the IPADE, which is a very important university in Mexico linked to Harvard. They're conducting this study about the impact of a Simi neighborhood, and they see how the kids stay longer in school, how criminality drops down, and so the impact, we're all about the positive impact. No? So this is the part of the social impact, and also we have the very, very important commitment with the environment as well. So we created Simi Planeta, which for those of you who like numbers, some of the numbers of Simi Planeta, we have benefited more than 8 million people, planted more than 3.2 million trees, released 1.5 million turtles. You know, we're also supporting the corals and the regeneration of corals. And we support more than 51 ecosystems in 98 projects. And this has also led us to some documentaries that we have done about these projects that have won awards. So that this takes us to different things. No? And when you saw, I don't know if all of you saw at the beginning, one of the phrases of our CEO, which is one of our main things that we look for is to elevate happiness. It's not only health, it's elevate happiness. And that opens so many doors for us. I mean, it's just amazing. It's exciting that you can just think about that and so many things that can happen. And so now we have, you saw the Simi Fest, which is music. We saw these documentaries about nature. So the Life Bombs, which is everything to get reforestation. So all of this is also linked to the programs of Simi Planeta, which I want to show you a little bit about that.
Simi Planeta is a project that supports nature reserves in Mexico. We are committed to environmental causes.
We are a foundation committed to caring for the environment.
We are committed with the reforestation of large areas through innovative methods. One of our most advanced techniques is the one with the life bombs. Consist of a mixture of seeds from local trees and a nutritious substrate launched in remote areas from the air. Each bomb has the potential to generate up to 3 different trees. In a single day, we can distribute up to 14,000 bombs, which means the reforestation is more efficient and cost-effective. Also, thanks to the Life Bombs, we created a music festival with a cause, where each ticket meant an opportunity to sow trees and create new life in Mexican territory. We are proud to say that we have planted over 2.7 million trees, as well as corals and mangroves. We have also released more than 1 million turtles in his natural habitat, ensuring the survival of a fragile species, but extraordinary. We have been recognized in the UK, Venezuela, France, New York, and Los Angeles. 5 awards celebrating not only film quality, but also the positive impact that our initiative generates on our planet. An example of this is Chile, where we have acquired almost 2,000 acres for conservation purposes. In the Guaytecas archipelago, Simi Island is a paradise dedicated to conservation and protection in the face of future threats.
So the numbers people, you saw that the video had different lower figures, no? But the updated figures were the ones that I showed you, and normally that happens, they become higher and higher. So Simi Planet is also an incredible movement that we're very proud of. And well, I have been speaking a lot to you about some of the initiatives. I'm gonna get to the business model also that makes this happen, and to the thought process and the way we organize ourselves within our teams and within our organization. That is what makes everything happen, no? So for that, we invited some of our colleagues in Mexico to speak about what does it mean, Simi, for them. And there's some important takeaways from that. So I'm gonna show you part of our team explaining what they feel about Dr. Simi. Well, before that, this is just some of the concepts that we have seen throughout this. It seems like a lot, but honestly, for us that we live the company from within, it's really true. Everything that we see here, we live it every day, and it's really an honor and a privilege to be part of this organization, and all of these things really get tied together with the consistency and the congruency of doing things every day for the same cause, for the same reason, and being loyal to your customer and loyal to the model and to the purpose. So this is what some of our colleagues say, what does it mean to be Simi?
Ser Simi es algo muy especial.
Para mí Simi es amor. Simi es vida, grandeza.
Es algo que me da mucha felicidad.
La oportunidad de conocer un mundo nuevo.
Me ha encantado muchísimo este mundo. Me ha encantado experimentar.
Farmacias Similares has changed my life and my family's life.
He descubierto la personalidad que hay en mí.
Dr. Simi for me is an international Mexican symbol.
Dr. Simi represents to me the spirit of Mexicans.
He reflects kindness of our people.
Joy, kindness, empathy, and of course dancing.
Lo mejor de lo mejor en México. Ha enseñado muchas cosas.
Crecimiento.
Mucho crecimiento.
Es una gran oportunidad a todos.
Descubrir habilidades nuevas que no tenía.
I improve of my talents.
Desarrollo. Compartir mis conocimientos con todas las personas que me rodean.
Reto totalmente.
He encontrado un buen lugar para poder trabajar, he encontrado un buen ambiente laboral y espero que sea un buen lugar para seguir creciendo.
Espero seguir muchos años más y crecer más.
Dr. Simi is not just where I work, it's where I can contribute with something that is bigger than myself.
Y tengo aquí también una familia.
He encontrado amigos.
Una familia.
Estar en Similares significa estar en una gran familia.
Simi es sinónimo de compromiso y ayuda. Me gusta mucho ser parte de un equipo que lleva ayuda a los que menos tienen.
Mucha bondad.
Mucha bondad.
Bondad.
Amor. Llena de bondad con sus empleados.
Generosidad. Apoyar a todo el mundo.
And being part of that mission makes my work meaningful.
me impulsa como a ser mejor persona.
Es la ayuda de cada uno de los seres humanos que integran el grupo por un país mejor.
Being part of Farmacias Similares makes me feel contributing to Mexico's well-being.
Está padre ser de este equipo.
El vivir en paz, el tener un compromiso hacia la empresa.
Yo empecé como Simi y tengo más de 15, 20 años en esto y sigo siendo Simi. Para nosotros Simi es todo. Felicidad, alegría.
His happiness, he's funny.
Mucha diversión, mucha alegría, puras cosas positivas. Está muy padre trabajar con Simi.
Mi trabajo me ha destacado muchísimo.
Estoy muy contenta de pertenecer a este grupo.
Empresa que ve mucho por sus empleados. Me siento muy contenta de poder trabajar con ellos.
Sobre todo sentirme orgulloso de cuando me preguntan dónde trabajo.
I'm proud to be on Dr. Simi's team.
The company now has presence in the United States. This makes me feel even more proud to belong to some amazing company.
Gracias, Simi.
Todos te lo van a decir, orgullosamente Simi, hasta donde nos dé la vida.
Simi simplemente es #orgullosamente Simi.
What I love about this video and what I wanted to show it to you is because everyone in the team feels really proud, but it's people that has been, that has come into the company. They last a long time with the company. We have very, very low turnover at the corporate level, and at the stores is the lowest I have ever seen in the retail industry. But what I like the most is, for example, the people that they were talking in English and they were giving their message. All of them, they didn't know how to speak English like 1 year ago. So that really is something that talks a lot about the environment that we have at the company, because as we knew we were coming to the US, people started saying, you know what, I'm going to learn English. We started giving classes to part of the team that, and it's okay, when we have meetings or things like that, everyone can speak up, everyone can talk in English, and they feel so proud that they're in the process of learning and doing it. And that is something that instead of like someone, no, I'm not going to speak because, no, they are like brave, they're courageous, they're, it's people that have the best attitude in the world. There's no limits for us, for the team. It's like, okay, now we need to learn English. Okay, let's do it, and we'll speak up, and we'll do it, and everyone around it will support that. You can have this rookie mindset, and you can, get out there and be vulnerable, because the space, the environment is a safe environment. So many of the concepts that I'm going to go back to the simplicity. Many of the concepts I will tell you, you already know, but to really live throughout simplicity, to really live in an environment where people feel safe and they can be developed and they can learn as we go, as we build, it's priceless. No, so that is something that we really encourage in the company. Recently, we just did the Great Place to Work. We submitted the application, and we got it like companies normally get some years to get it. We got it on the first year, and it was more than 90% approval. It was huge. And I wanted to share this because this is the reality within the company and the group, and that is why I wanted to show a little bit of this. This goes also with some of the partners and the allies that we have and we work with. We bring our philosophy, we bring the way we work to them as well. It's not only internal, we want to, have everything, this culture extend to the people we work with. So some of the external voices, we ask a message from them. Midway Importing is our partner here in the US for distribution, and, we have broken their patterns and their mold and their way of thinking, even though they have worked with Mexican brands for quite a while and they know and have a lot of experience, but they have seen what we can do. They see us as a fun company. Also, the community part is really something big that they admire. CBS is really, really engaged with us and with bringing this connection and helping people and serving the community and other partners. But I want to show you this one. This is, anyone here knows Martin Lindstrom? No one? Okay, he's supposed to be a very well-known advisor. He has worked with Lego, with Disney, with very, very big companies. it's incredible because he has such a talent, in marketing and many things. And we approached him last year, and it's really hard to get to him. He chooses who to work with, these big brands. And when we approached him, he said something at the end of some of the meetings. He said, "You're the first company that has approached us without being in certain kind of trouble or being in problems. Normally, companies come to me when they have to fix things. And you come to us in a moment where you're just growing, you're thriving, and it's very, very special for me that you approach us at that moment." So that is something else that, we're always thinking about the next step, about doing things differently and everything. And he was really, really engaged with Dr. Simi. We're working with him in some of the projects that I will show you a little bit later. But he has this architecture of like the great iconic brands and some of the elements. And it's like a checklist of some of the brands have many of these. Many big brands have some of these elements. But the really, really iconic brands, you could check these ones from each one of these buckets. And some of them will go maybe all the way from the extension, but this is something that was a concept that was really interesting to me, because none of this is something that we wanted to do consciously. We didn't say, oh, we need symbols, or we need rituals, or we need principles. It's just something that, it has been built throughout time, and this is his message.
Hi, Ramon. Hi, everyone. I hope you're well in Brownsville. My name is Martin Lindstrom. I'm a New York Times bestselling author of 8 books. And I'm also a guy who's obsessed with brands. You know what? I've been working with brands for the last 30 years, trying to understand the deeper psychology of what makes a brand truly unique. And I have to tell you one thing from the bottom of my heart, that Farmacias Similares is probably topping the list. Why is that? Because the brand is not just a logo, it's not just a nice narrative. It is so deep that people have not just a passion for the brand, they have a love affair. It's rare I meet people who have the tattoo of the company they work for basically everywhere on the body, which is what the case is at Farmacias Similares. It's rare you meet a brand where the main mascot is more popular than Mickey Mouse, which is the case. And it's very rare you have a brand which is endorsed by the Pope. Now, all these stories may sound flashy, but there's a reason why people love the brand. And that's because it's authentic, it's truly real, and for me, it also tells a story which people can relate to, and they can mirror themselves in that passion and that humbleness which the brand represents. So why do people love Farmacias Similares? It's very simple. It's because it's a brand not owned by the owners, but owned by the public. I hope you'll have an amazing time in Brownsville, and I hope to see all of you one day. Take care. Bye for now.
So it's a brand of the people now. It's exceeded and transcended us. And we're going to, I know we're a little short on time. Sorry, I'm going to try to get to the business model, which is something I think all want to see. But this summarizes everything we do. And it's, once again, simple, but this is what drives us. Because we succeed, because we help, we succeed, and because we succeed, we help. This is a concept, and now we call it conscious capitalism. Now we go back to the consciousness, but this is what drives us. This is the flywheel of us. And this is what really has made Dr. Simi such a success, being faithful to this. And everything we do, believe me, is based on this. Every decision that we make in the company, we make with a win-win mindset. And honestly, I know that's a cliche, but we really think, and we decide thinking that everyone in that equation, in that formula, needs to win. And we really operate by that. So how did it all started? This was the context almost 30 years ago. 30 years ago, the average price per unit of medication in Mexico was 50% higher than anywhere else in Latin America. We had only 18% of required medications for the people at the public level. Almost 60% of the people didn't have any access to social services and security. And we also had an oversupply of doctors. So this was the perfect storm and the perfect moment for the solution and the formula that our very brilliant founder and very courageous founder came up with this. So selling generic medicines to the population, 75% or less, and being consistent to that, and also having all these doctors that didn't have any place, the public system couldn't take them in to work with them, so opening the pharmacy and the doctor's office. You all know that story, but the most important part is part of the model is that the compensation strategy for the team members was completely disruptive, and the way we operate right now, not only at the pharmacist level, but also at the corporate level, is completely aligned. All the compensation, everything is focused on driving results. And so, as you can see here, people could earn even 200% more than in other chains. And you can tell the difference, and people stay with us for a very, very long time, and it's because of this. It's a very good value proposition, it's very good compensation, it's treating people fairly, and I love this one. This is one of my favorite data that I can share with you today, is look at the price when we started and look at the market and look at the growth. If any CFOs sees this graph, I would tell you he will go to the board and say, we have so much wiggle room, we need to increment the profit, we can do so many things, and here is not even a conversation. I mean, you don't speak about that, it's just about how to maintain that as low as possible. It's not about creating pricing tiers for different regions, because you could do that. You could have a pricing strategy, different regions. This is, once again, keep it simple, one price all across the country, make it fair, and don't make things complicated. And it's not about profit, it's about maintaining the model, the business. This is something that really, really stands out to me, coming from other companies, sharing experiences that I have worked for venture capital funds. When you work with a venture capital fund or a big company, you're looking at next quarter, you have to report, you need to drive profits, you need to have these moments of results and everything. And I think one of the big differences that I want to share with you today is the alignment. When you align a long-term vision, but you have the patience to understand that there's steps in the way, and you have the patience to do it, to see the results will come, but you have also the expectation of starting immediately. I don't know how many of you knew, but when Farmacias Similares started in Mexico, I think they didn't have more than 30 products. So who of you would open a pharmacy with only 30 products in your shelves? Would you do it? 30 products, would you open? Do you think that would be profitable? Yes or no? No. I think most people wouldn't do it. They would expect, okay, I need to have at least, 100 products, then I might open, Only a mind like our founder's mind is like, no, we're going to open, we're going to stay our ground, and we're going to build from that. It's the same situation right now in Colombia. We opened Colombia, and also we had very, very few medicines, very, very few codes, and we just opened with very few things, and now this year we're going to have 100 stores, we're going to have around 600 products, but that is not profitable. I mean, and we have something very special in our company. Our company is a privately owned company, and we make decisions really fast. Our CEO, he's very executive, but he also makes everyone included. We have a staff meeting on Mondays where so many people, like maybe 20 people in the boardroom, but in the Zoom call or Teams call, there's so many people participating. And in that meeting, it's very efficient. We talk about general things, then we talk about numbers, and then we make decisions right there. I mean, and so the company moves so fast. Decision-making is really quick. And we are all involved. We're all invited. The communication is wide open. You wouldn't think that a company that big is so well communicated. There's no silos. Everyone is making part of the decision, and everyone is involved everyone feels an owner of the brand. Everyone feels part of the brand. So that is how we have been, doing things. we don't wait for everything to be perfect, and that was the story on how Farmacias Similares started, with very few products, with everyone against the company. Laboratories didn't want to sell us product, and so that's part of the story. So one of the things that I want to share with you is this, the key attributes, focus and simplicity. We already touched on that. Speed and flexibility, this is key. Just to share one quick story about my previous experiences when I was in Krispy Kreme that you heard. We were with a fund, and the fund wanted to do an IPO. We had five years window for the IPO, and we started buying some brands. And the fund had a thesis, which was, if we buy Mexican brands, the market will pay a premium for us when we do the IPO, because we are the owners of the brand. It's not a contract, right? So it's a pretty good thesis. But we had the first disconnect. We had two international brands, one being Krispy Kreme, the other one being Sbarro's, and we had Mexican brands. So that was the first disconnect. Then we had a 5-year time to do it. So what do you do for an IPO? You need to have all the brands ready for more resources to come in, and then you sell the growth, right? But what happens? You need to get the brands ready. Some of the brands that we bought from Mexico were not ready. They were not in a very good shape. So what do you need? You need training, you need marketing. We had that in the international brands, and the difference was really big. The international brands were outperforming the national brands, but the fund wanted results and wanted the P&L to look good in the short term. So how can you manage a 5-year period cutting costs when you have the example of something that is working, and then you say, no, I want the P&L to look good. No, maybe you want the P&L to look good in year 4, no? And so I say this because the long-term vision is so important. So you need to understand the long-term vision. You need to know what you're building, and you need to understand that it takes time, and you need to have the patience. And maybe not all the businesses have the patience to, have that patience financially, obviously. But it doesn't matter the stage you're in, if your company is big, slow, small, if you're just starting, the concept is, for me, what's important. You need to align your long-term vision, your structure, your people, your compensation, and you need to be always thinking about your purpose. Everything is about an intention. Everything is about what you want to build. And with those concepts in mind, I think you can be unstoppable, and you need to believe you're unstoppable. That's the main thing. For us in Dr. Simi, we feel that anything's possible, and that's our mindset, that's our energy, that's the way we work. We don't mind starting small. We don't mind starting with a few products. We know what we're building. We know we're going to get there, and I hope for all of you, you have the best of luck in whatever you're doing. I hope you take away something today, a little spark, something, a concept, an idea, anything that makes you have a better personal, professional life. It's a pleasure to have been here, and thank you so much for your attention. And I just want to share one more thing really quick. This is some of the projects, constantly innovating, but I already touched on this, but I want to share this phrase with you. People will forget what you said. You probably will forget what I said or what I did, but not how you made them feel. I love this phrase, and I think it's important for us because in our company, the way the company and the group makes us feel, it's incredible. It's what challenges us. We feel nurtured, we feel protected, but we feel challenged, and we have high expectations. We have really, really high expectations and a very, very high intensity. But this is the way we feel, and for me right now, I want to share what some of the people at the stage feel when they give them a Dr. Simi. So let me wait up, don't go. Where are the Simis? Yeah, tráiganlos. Do you want to see me? So the tradition, tráetelos, money. Hey! Who wants to see me? Mayor. ¿Te deja usted? There you go. Let me go deep. Let me go deep. Chapatín. Let me go this time. Oh my God, this is a hard one. Ay. Por allá. Venga, Simi. Gracias. A ver. Ay.